Welcome back to Boonville here for Game 2 of the doubleheader against the Glen Falls Dragons. It's the Boonville Lumberjacks here. Took Game 1, now back for more in Game 2. It's Jackson Baptist out on the mound to face the first batter, Rene Vega. Swing and a miss on that off speed. Quickly, he's down 0-2.
Yeah, still keeping Vega as the one-hole hitter. They were satisfied with his performance just about an hour ago. He got on a few times, an RBI single, including a walk as well, and scrappy guy who finds a way to get on.
Takes time right here. A switch hitter. We've only seen him bat from the left side so far. Hasn't faced a lefty against the Lumberjacks so far this year, but remains consistent over on that side.
Yeah, only time to do it would have been against the lefty Biggerstaff who came to pitch in, but he never faced Vega, so he's staying at the left side of the plate for now. If Farber comes in today, that's the only other opportunity he'll have to face a lefty.
Off speed misses outside. 1-2 the count. Here's the next pitch from Baptist. That one to the backstop. Fastball was way outside, so the count moves to 2-2. Vega so far this year's played in 9 games, batting .313, leads the team in on-base percentage with .607. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Baptist. That one in there for a called third strike. He got him, punches him out to start the game, and a quick out for Baptist.
Yeah, Jackson Baptist has just been incredible for the Lumberjacks. I mean, a game-changing guy so far, and he's made 3 appearances, started 2 of those games, and they've won both of them, and he is the Saturday starter for the Lumberjacks, literally. He started 2 Saturdays ago, started last Saturday, and of course is starting today as well, and I expect him to have some success against this Glens Falls lineup the same way that Logan Brock did in Game 1.
Next is the center fielder Giorgio Panepinto out of Iona University, freshman from Grand Island, New York. Not too unfamiliar with this area of central New York. Here's the 1-0. That one inside. Fastball called for a ball. 2-0 the count now. Panepinto batting .229. He's been effective at the top of the order, but hasn't had an extra base hit since just his second game played this season.
I think they also like him for his glove out there in center field. I mean, he's a fast guy, gets to pretty much everything, has a lot of range, and as we saw in Game 1, anything hit in his direction was swallowed up.
2-0 was a swing and a miss there. Breaking ball was outside and got him. Here's the 2-1. That one in the dirt. Count moves to 3-1.
Behind the plate, I couldn't help but notice it's back-to-back games with Seth Bischoff as the backstop.
Yeah, we saw Jacob Young, the catcher down there. He's been catching bullpens today, but didn't look to be completely well with his right arm. Probably the reason he's not in the lineup here today. Here's the 3-1, swing and a miss. Off speed in the dirt there, got him going, and the Boonville dugout explodes there. They've been loud all day long and continuing that here in the second game.
Yeah, they have. I remember in the last game against Glens Falls, not the one earlier today, but last week, I was speaking with Michael Clarkson in the dugout, and I asked him, what do you think it is that makes Jackson Baptist so successful? And he said, for one, his arm slot. He's not a regular type of pitcher. He's he doesn't come over the top. He's not a 3-4. He's somewhere close to a 3/4 to a sidearm. The delivery's hard. Next, fastball is plus speeds. It's high velocity. It's at least 93. We'll have Colin Glenn back behind the backstop telling us today, but his fastball, it has velocity and it has movement as well. So those 3 keys make Jackson Baptist nearly unhittable to these PGCBL hitters.
Here's the payoff pitch. That one hits him in the arm there. Hit him on that lead left shoulder, and Panepinto's on with a hit-by pitch. That brings up the extra hitter, Derek Diaz.
And while we're at it, he doesn't walk a lot of people either. Of course, it's a hit-by pitch right there, but seriously, I think he's by far the best pitcher here on this Lumberjack team.
He's certainly played like it so far this year. Was the player of the game for the last Boonville win before the one earlier today for 5 innings pitched, just 1 earned run against Saugerties. That was a week ago.
Yeah, it'll be Michael Clarkson for Game 1 here in the Lumberjacks, but Game 2 is still up in the air. If Jackson Baptist dominates the same way he did last week against the reigning champion Saugerties Stallions, it'll be hard not to give it to him today. But, of course, we've got 7 innings of baseball to be played, so I don't want to make any assumptions early.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one breaking ball in there for a strike. And Clarkson, as you mentioned, had a home run in the last game, but he's back in the lineup for Game 2, batting in the third spot in the lineup as an extra hitter, so he'll get to focus solely on batting.
Yeah, everybody who hit a homer in the last game is back out at it today.
0-2 chop to second, swing him for Jihad Guy, and the double play is completed, 6-4-3. Jihad Guy, who usually plays out in the outfield, gets it done. A little bit of a bouncing throw picked out right there by Beatty, and that ends the inning. Boonville keeps it clean here in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first right after this. Back here for the bottom of the first inning, Evan Zambita alongside Brady Foxwell here in Boonville, and a new man out to start the game for the Dragons for this game too.
Yeah, it's Peyton Mather, the righty from New Jersey, goes to school for Montclair State, where he only pitched 1.2 innings total, and it wasn't a great outing for him, but his combined ERA of 10.80. Well, I should say 1.2 finished innings. He had another outing, but did not end up getting an out, so had an infinite ERA until he pitched 1.2 that were actually pretty successful. Here in the PGCBL, he's been pretty good, at least better than he was in college. He's had 5 appearances, 13.1 total innings, and has pitched to a 7.42 ERA. Allowed 11 runs in those 13 innings to 11 walks, also 19 strikeouts. So, it's a strikeout pitcher. See how the Lumberjack bats can respond.
So Wyatt Lassiter, who started in left in the first game, starts in right now and leads off here in game 2. Steps in on the right side to begin this game. First pitch is in the dirt way outside. That one,
just a bit outside.
That one hit in the left batter's box and bounced out, so ball 1 there.
Yeah.
Not fooling Lassiter with that one.
You know, one thing I kind of like, and as the sun's beginning to set, the colors, the field colors pop, I'm liking Wyatt Lassiter's bat. It's the Georgia Peach bat from A-Town. It's the bright pink color that you can see really well even from the batter's box, or excuse me, even from the press box up here.
That one hits the catcher Lino's glove, but bounces away. 2-0 the count now on Lassiter.
Yeah, this Lumberjack lineup looks a lot different than it did in Game 1. Christian Griffin must be feeling pretty confident after that Game 1 win. Of course, still chasing another one right here, but allowed more of the bench guys to get some opportunities today.
Yeah, a couple guys you don't see too much as this one bounces and hits the throwing hand of the catcher Lino. He's got to shake this one off. 3-0 the count now on Lassiter. A lot of guys in this lineup that you haven't seen so much this year. Harrison Haig out in left. Jihad Guy, who's primarily an outfielder, even starting at second in this game. So trying to get a lot more different looks, and maybe some guys that don't play as much to see the field.
Yeah, I truly am a Jihad Guy apologist. I think That kid absolutely fights every time he's in the batter's box. Didn't get a lot of at-bats in college, but now that you're here in Boonville, this is the time to get a lot of at-bats. And every time he goes up to the plate, it's always a competitive at-bat. He's a fast guy. He can beat out infield hits. But he's only had 11 at-bats. He's 3 for 11 so far. Only 2 strikeouts in that time. So I'm really hoping that he specifically can have a great day at the plate so he can get more opportunities, because I truly believe in him. Also, he's really funny, too. I feel bad for the people at home who don't know him personally because, I mean, incredibly funny guy.
And it looks like the trainer might come out here to look at the hand of the catcher, Lino.
Yeah, it's going to be Anthony Lino catching today. It was Nick Sorbera in the first game. Looked like the Glens Falls side wanted to switch it up just a little bit.
There's the trainer, Kathy Moffitt, who we know very well.
That we do, yes.
Out there to look at the hand of Lino. That one looked like it was a breaking ball in the dirt. Not the first one so far from the pitcher, Mather, but that one just hit him what looked like the backside of his throwing hand. And this might be a little bit of a cause for concern. I think if this was routine, he would have already been back in the game, but still getting it checked out there. He's shaking his head, contemplating whether or not to stay in this game, talking with his manager.
Yeah, the thing is, it's the bottom of the first inning, still 6 innings left to be played, and he just missed an entirety of game 1, so he'd be missing back-to-back games here if he does decide to pull it. Looks like he'll be a trooper and stick it out.
So decides to stay in this game. Still looking at that right hand, but going to try and tough it out here. 3-0 still the count on Wyatt Lassiter, the right fielder. As the Boonville dugout yells at the catcher, Lino. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one inside, and it hits him. So despite the 3-0 count, still a free pass for Lassiter, and that brings up the shortstop, Zeb Swingham.
Up to bat number 2, Zeb Swingham.
So it doesn't officially go on Mather's record as a walk, even though in all intents and purposes it really was, and brings up the shortstop, Swingham here. Swingham was supposed to have an off night last night. Ultimately, Tanner Ferguson, the third baseman of last night's game, was hit in the hand by a pitch and had to be removed. Played in that game, had 1 hit and a walk as well, so a productive off night. And now back in here to play in this one. He's been struggling a little bit to get things going here in Boonville. Just a 125 average with a 207 on base percentage, but he has 1 home run. Makes up a third of his 3 hits so far this year.
His second home run was just 2 hours ago.
That one hits him in the back as well, so 2 straight hit by pitches here. Means runners on first and second for Big Mike, Michael Clarkson.
Big Mike homered. I mean, he had an incredible first game against the Glens Falls Dragons just 2 hours ago. He was unstoppable at the plate, hit by pitch, RBI single, and of course that homer that was all but the dagger in the game. And well, 2 runners on right here is an opportunity to set the tone for game 2.
So another home run hero. He's got another opportunity for some good RBIs here with 2 men on, no outs in the bottom of the first inning. First one is thrown behind the head of Clarkson. That one nowhere near the strike zone, and both runners advance. Swingham goes to second, and Lassiter goes to third. And I don't know what's going on with Mather here, but his command has looked abysmal to start the game.
No, he's still yet to throw a strike. The first pitch of the game was in the opposite batter's box. Sometimes, and I really believe this, sometimes you just got to see one go over the plate. And until you do, it only gets harder to throw a strike. But once you get that first one over the plate, then you feel better. The only issue is with Michael Clarkson at the plate, you don't want to just leave one over in the middle.
1-0 the count now on Clarkson, serving as the extra hitter here in this one. Here's the 1-0 from Mather. That one down low in the dirt as well, called for a ball. Mather's appeared in a game 5 times so far this year. Hasn't started one, though. 13 1/3 innings pitched for just about a 7.5 ERA. He surrendered 11 runs in those 13 innings, but leads the team in strikeouts with 19.
You know, Evan, I watch a lot of Red Sox games where Brian Bayo is a very good pitcher from the second inning onwards. But in the first inning, he just happens to struggle for some reason. And I don't know if it's psychological or if it's you're facing the top 3 hitters on the team or for whatever reason it is. But sometimes some relievers are thrown into a starting position and maybe it's just whatever it is. Maybe it's totally mental, but they struggle for whatever reason. So, 3-0 count. Can't just leave one over the plate here, but see if he can throw one over.
3-0 pitch is finally in there for a strike as that Boonville dugout just continues to get louder and louder down there. They're having an absolute blast here at Hampton Aggregates Field. And a 3-1 count now on the extra hitter Clarkson.
And Argenis Lopez on deck, who already hit a grand slam in the first inning of the last game. It would be another opportunity for him to do it in game 2.
3-1 is way outside, almost hits Clarkson in the head, and he loads the bases. First official walk of the day, but also 2 hit by pitches, and it brings up the grand slam hero from the first game, Argenis Lopez.
Was last year's not a walk?
Up to bat
Hit by pitch.
Oh, he was hit by, okay.
21, Argenis Lopez.
So Lassiter on third, Swangam on second, Clarkson on first, and Lopez, a feared hitter already from the first game, definitely with an opportunity to do some more damage here.
Yeah, Evan, I'd like to make a prediction right here. Argenis Lopez, back-to-back doubleheader games where he hits a grand slam in the first inning.
Well, that would be ludicrous if that could happen. First pitch from Mathers hits him.
I'm wrong.
So no grand slam there from Lopez. Still gets an RBI, though, his 7th of the year. And that means Boonville takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up the center fielder, Marcus Smith.
Yeah, it is his 7th RBI of the year, and he had 2 coming into today in 6 games played with 20 at-bats. So kind of just goes to show how much one game can change everything.
And there's already movement in the Dragons' bullpen. Somebody up and warming, not throwing quite yet, so Mathers has to go out there and figure it out. But to be honest with you, Brady, he hasn't looked on the pace at all today.
No, I'm not sure what it is. Again, sometimes if you're not a starter, getting thrown out there in a starter situation can throw you off a little bit. We saw the same thing on our end. It was Colin Glenn who came in a few innings of relief and looked totally okay, but then it was in a starting position where he just couldn't really find the strike zone, and it wasn't his day from there. And since then, in other relief appearances, he's at least thrown strikes and had performed much better than he did in his one start.
Well, it's Marcus Smith here who has just a .063 batting average this year. Does like to walk, though. He's got 4 of those. His only hit was a home run, and he's got an opportunity to do some damage. Didn't play in the first game. Got to sit as well as sitting last night. But he stands in here.
Up to bat number 3, Marcus Smith.
Smith batting from the right side. 9 strikeouts so far this year. That's been a concern. Over half of his at-bats have been punch-outs, and has to avoid one right here with bases loaded. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch from Mathers is way outside in the left-handed batter's box, and the count moves to 1-0. Smith, a redshirt junior from Harlem, New York. Not quite used to the small town out here of Boonville. Goes to the University of Memphis as well, so used to the big city atmosphere as he's ahead 1-0 here. 1-0 pitch from Mathers is outside, same spot as the first pitch, and Smith quickly moves ahead 2-0. And the bullpen down there for the Dragons quickly trying to speed up that reliever. Mathers has struggled in this game. 2-0 the count on Smith. Here's the pitch. That one almost hits him, and it does hit him. That one... Oh, they're saying it doesn't hit him. That one, I think that definitely hit Marcus Smith, and I'm not really sure what the deliberation is there.
I got to say, it's been kind of interesting, these umpiring. These umpires have been a little interesting, to say the least. The last game, it was questionable calls behind the plate, and here it looks like we're getting ready for that too. I'm a little confused. Marcus Smith, the guy who I imagine wants to hit, I don't think he would fake getting hit by a pitch. Viewers at home can check back and see if they have a better angle than we do, but now he's going to step right back in the box, and count moves to 3-0.
So ahead here, stepping back in the batter's box from the right side. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one inside, and he does eventually draw that walk. Another run scores. Zeb Swangham touches home, and it's another RBI walk here in this bottom of the first. 2-0 Lumberjacks. Up comes Elijah Negron.
Lumberjacks will take that, though. I mean, no hits. There's only been one strike thrown so far. Lumberjacks, so merry-go-round on the base bats. And again, this is something that you don't expect. I mean, if you look at Mather's ERA, it's better than half the guys in the Lumberjacks. But again, sometimes just when you're thrown into a starter role, it can throw you off your game just a little bit.
So up comes Negron. Takes outside fastball for ball 1. Was the A-Town Bats hitter of the week last week with a 5-hit performance during that stretch of play. 1 double, 3 homers for 7 RBIs. Struck out just twice. He's been formidable at the plate. Struggled in his last couple games, but got it going earlier here today as that one almost hits him. He has to duck out of the way, and the count moves to 2-0.
Man. Do you ever have the yips playing any sport?
Definitely. It's happened to me before.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone. You think that's what's going on here?
If my dad is watching the broadcast, I'm sure this is a feeling that he's had before where, you know, watching me on the mound just unable to throw a strike. You don't even know for what reason or why it's happening.
That one in the dirt there by Mather didn't even really reach the dirt there. That one was in the grass at the backstop. It bounced up and 1 run scored. Clarkson came in from third and both runners advanced to second and third. So it's 3-0 Boonville now with Negron still at the plate.
Yeah, and what's more disheartening there actually is that he didn't go to cover home plate either. So, I mean, if you're going to allow mental errors, at least go ahead and try and back up the play after. But it's been interesting for the Lumberjacks.
That one almost hits Negron yet again. It's to the backstop again, and Argenis Lopez scores on that one. Mather does not cover home yet again, and it goes from bad to worse. This one getting way out of hand as Negron also walks, so runners on the corners, and Mather doesn't even wait for his manager to get out there. He walks straight to the bullpen, and his day is done. Couldn't get an out. Didn't allow a hit, so I can't even call it a yes hitter, but just absolutely couldn't get anything going out there. Ultimately gives up 4 runs, 3 hit by pitches, 3 walks on 6 batters faced, and that's it. Lumberjacks on top 4-0 here. It'll be a new arm on the mound on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Back here in Boonville, 4-0 Lumberjacks already. There hasn't been an out yet in this game, and already a bullpen call with just the bottom of the first inning here.
Yeah, new arm already. Peyton Mather was holding his right arm as he walked off the mound. Can only assume that he's in some pain right there. It's Dominic Whiteman is the new arm, out of the University of Bridgeport. He's pitched a little bit here in the PGCBL so far. 5 appearances, 6.2 innings pitched with a 2.7 ERA. So he's found success in the innings that he does pitch, but he doesn't go deep into games, which seems to be the main concern for the Lumberjacks now. Here's Carson Beatty, a guy still in search for his first hit at the plate. So pretty interesting matchup now in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Beatty did have an RBI in his last game played off of a ground ball, but still searching for that first hit. First ball missed. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss on that one. Fastball was blown by him, and the count moves to 1-1. Last game he played was his first time on base. Also did have a walk in that performance, but does have more strikeouts than games played at this point. Stands in from the left side, the big 6'5", 240 first baseman. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Whiteman, and that one outside. Fastball missed, so 2-1 the count now.
Whiteman asking the umpire where that one missed, asking if it was just a bit outside. Umpire says yes.
Whiteman inherits runners on the corners, those both responsible by Peyton Mather. Here's the 2-1 pitch on Carson Beatty. Swings and hits this one to third. It is not gobbled up by Kerr. This one escapes into left field, and Smith scores from third. Negron moves over to second, and it's an RBI single. The first hit of the year for Carson Beatty makes it 5-0 Lumberjacks.
Yeah, nice to see that first hit. Liner to the third baseman, who really had no chance at making that play. Kerr at third was just hit too hard. So they ruled that a hit for good reason. First hit of the day for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah. It's only been walks and hit by pitches, but still 7 batters into this game. We have not seen an out recorded yet by Boonville. It's 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. In stands the second baseman, Jihad Guy. Runners on first and second. Great opportunity for him. First pitch is a curveball in there for a called strike. Guy out of Bruton Parker Christian University. Didn't play too much in the collegiate season, used primarily as a defensive substitution or pinch runner.
No, he's gotten more at-bats here in Boonville than he has in his year at Bruton Parker. What he was saying is he was behind a 26-year-old. You heard that correctly. He was playing behind a 26-year-old at Bruton Parker.
Well, down 0-2 right here. He's got a lot of competitive at-bats so far in Boonville. Has struck out just twice, but already down 0-2 right here. Here comes the next delivery from Whiteman. Swings and chops this one down the third baseline, but foul to the Glens Falls dugout. Count remains at 0-2.
Yeah, Jihad Guy. We have him on the roster as a utility guy, and while he's usually in the outfield, he's a utility guy for good reason. Can play pretty much any position, call it 4 through 9, really anywhere. Any of those he can play. Obviously, he's got the second base nod today, but with 2 runners on right now, here's an opportunity to knock some in and get some more everyday playing time.
Yeah, guys hitless in his last 2 games, but definitely a single machine when he does get on. Whiteman looks back at the runners before delivering the 0-2. That one inside. Curveball almost hit him. Ducks out of the way, and the count moves to 1-2. Guy played a little bit more at the beginning of the year, but the addition of other outfielders like Masai Marshall and Marcus Smith have bitten into his playing time. He's not played as much as I'm sure he would like to, especially with rain delays and off days that have really impeded the momentum of this Boonville team.
Yeah, and you got to hope that kind of just lights a fire in them to make the at-bats that they do get more worthwhile.
1-2 is outside as well. The catcher Lino pops up and does not throw anywhere. Count moves to 2-2 as he had to stand up to grab that one. Guy did start off the season well. When he was playing, he was getting hits. He had 3 hits in his first 3 games, but none in just 1 appearance since then. And has really struggled for playing time, but a guy who's definitely talented, a speedster when he can get on, and the count all even here, 2-2. Next delivery from Weidman. Swings and hits this one into left field. Coming in on it is Barmer, and he makes the catch. Neither runner can advance on that one, and Jihad Guy, the first out of this game. That brings up the left fielder, Harrison Haig.
Well, what I like about Guy, I remember in one of the games, you were on the road at Mohawk Valley, and I was doing social media work while you were doing the broadcast. And I had my phone, and I was filming each at-bat, and all the guys, like, they were, getting hits, getting outs, whatever happens during a baseball game. But after every single Jihad guy at-bat, he wanted to see every pitch thrown to him, every time he swung at a ball, every time he made contact. He wanted everything to know about his at-bat so he could learn from it and get better. And I don't know, I guess I just really appreciate that he watches film to the degree that he does.
First pitch on Haig is in there, clips the inside part of the zone for a strike. 0-1 the count now.
Yeah, some of the guys on the team were giving Harrison Haig a little bit of, not sure what to say, but against the Australia-USA game yesterday, USA beat Australia 2-0. Haig, of course, is an Aussie himself.
Yeah, Haig out of Essendon, Australia, as that one nearly hits him. Fastball has to move out of the way, and 1-1 the count now.
Haig hit over 350, or just about 340 in his time at Bay College, a JUCO in Michigan. Only got an 8 at-bats here. He's 1 for 8, and it was actually on his first at-bat that he did get a hit, 0 for 7 since then.
Still looking for a hit as swings and fouls this one to the backstop. Count moves to 1-2. Does have 1 RBI so far this year, but that was a sac fly that was independent of the single that he got in his first game so far this year.
Yeah, 2 games played. Third right now.
Another player like Guy who has struggled for playing time with the addition of more outfielders to this group. Here's the 1-2 pitch from the righty Weidman. Swings and hits this one into the right side of the infield, picked up by the first baseman York, and safe the call. Haig beat it out down there. He got down the line in record time right there and beats it out for an inside or an infield hit, so bases are loaded once again now for the catcher Seth Bischoff.
That'll do. Harrison Haig just put the bat on it, not the strongest of contact, but it gets the job done. Haig can run decently well, enough to beat out the throw, and well, Lumberjacks are threatening. Here's a good opportunity for Seth Bischoff now.
Bischoff started at catcher in the first game of this doubleheader. We haven't seen him play back-to-backs or any catcher play back-to-backs all season, but I guess new rules with the doubleheader. First pitch is in there. Fastball called for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Seth Bischoff using the Pro Barrel bat from A-Town Bats, the same that R.J. Lopez has a massive barrel.
Yeah, kind of likened to the torpedo bats that we saw take over the MLB for just a couple of weeks last year. Helped with Bischoff in his first game played against Glens Falls this year, where he had a hit as that one in the dirt on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count now.
Are those still legal in the MLB?
I think they are.
I remember it was a big craze because the Yankees were using them and catching barrel after barrel with them. I'm not sure they're still available in the MLB. I believe they are still legal. Just not as prevalent anymore.
1-1 the count on Bischoff, who fouls this one back and out of play. 1-2 the count now. Bischoff has made his case as the number 1 catcher for this team. He had hits in 4 of his first 5 games played behind the dish, but also did have multiple strikeouts in 3 of those games, so has been productive. Catcher, usually the hardest position in baseball to find a good hitter, even seeing that at the top level, but Bischoff has held his own with a .250 average so far this summer. Looking to get something going here with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. That one almost hits him, moves his head out of the way, and the count moves even, 2-2 now. Bischoff coming into today is only 2 RBIs, came in a 2-run homer against Mohawk Valley that he hit out to left center field. Ultimately, that was his only homer so far this year. Does have a double, though. Here's the 2-2 from Weidman. Curveball misses inside. That one didn't curve in enough, so the count runs full now.
Yeah, in the last game, that was a pitch we saw a lot. The front door slider called for a strike looking. I kind of braced myself for that to be the call right there, but I believe they switched umpires, the second base and home plate umpire, respectively, now at different positions.
Bischoff out of Grand Rapids Community College. Payoff pitch is inside. Curveball missed at that same spot yet again, so they walk in a third run of the inning and 6th in total. So Boonville leads by 6, and the lineup flips back over. It's the leadoff man, Wyatt Lassiter.
And now I'm starting to get why Coach Christian Griffin was so upset that the Glens Falls Dragons run-ruled the Lumberjacks 20-4 not even a week ago.
Yeah, he did say that he didn't really feel like his team played that much worse than the Dragons. He thought they could put in a shift and really be the better team, and they definitely proved that in the first game, proving it already here in the bottom of the first. 6-0 Boonville to score. Bases are still loaded for the leadoff man, Wyatt Lassiter. First pitch on him is outside for a ball. That curveball been missing high and away so far for Dominic Whiteman. Still has only recorded one out. That was the Jihad guy fly out to left field. And Whiteman, just like Mather, has been struggling out there against this Boonville lineup. Hopefully, this is the spark that they need to kickstart the rest of their season.
Yeah, they've got a tough matchup in Utica tomorrow, a team that they have already beat, but, you know, it's always chippy when they play. Last game, it was a unicorn of a game. I don't even know what to call it. They were down 14 runs, scored 16 unanswered, and then gave up 4 in the top of the 7th and weren't able to respond. And, well, the Lumberjacks, I think, took that one personal. So if they can get a little win streak going before they head back to Utica tomorrow at 5 p.m., that'd be nice.
1-1 is swung on, and that's going to be a single. 1 run scores. Beatty comes home, and Negron being held up there at third. So a 1 RBI single there for Lassiter, his second time on in this inning, and that brings up the shortstop, Zeb Swangam.
Oh, I just realized, Wyatt Lassiter, I forgot to listen to his walk-up song.
It was a good one, I thought.
Yeah, Wyatt Lassiter rocking a new walk-up song, asked us what we thought of it, and I couldn't give him a real answer because I wasn't paying attention. Told him I would today, but that's his second at-bat of the game, and I can't say I've paid too much attention.
So in steps Swangam, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in this inning. It's 7-0 Boonville here in the bottom of the first inning as he takes that curveball in there, clips the inside part of the zone for a strike. Swangam in his first game played against Glens Falls had 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Wasn't his best day at the plate, but was serviceable. Swangam started 7 games. His only appearance off the bench was last night against Oneonta. 0-1 pitch is way high and away. Count moves to 1-1. Swangam's been pretty hit or miss with the strikeouts so far this year. He had 3 against Amsterdam and 2 last night, but also had just 2 in his first 3 games that he played this year, so he's been on and off with the punch-out. Has been able to avoid it so far tonight, as the count all even 1-1 here. Weidman collects himself for a moment before delivering the pitch. This one swung on and skied high, but back and out of play. Count moves to 1-2.
You know, Zeb Swangam's swing is so smooth that it took me a second to realize that ball wasn't in fair play. I thought he hit that one down the line, and I realized only after it was coming towards us that I realized it was foul.
Swangam with the home run in the first game here today. Just his second of the year. Not a lot of players on this team with multiple home runs, but he is one of them. 1-2 the count on him here. He stands in from the right side and awaits the pitch from Whiteman. Here it comes. Curveball in there, hits the outside part of the zone, and he's set down looking. 2 outs in the inning, brings out the extra hitter, Michael Clarkson.
Yeah, well, there it is, the front door slider that gets him looking. Swangam falls victim to a backwards K.
So different game, same strike zone here in Boonville. Sets down Swangam there with the punchy and brings up Big Mike, as they call him down there in the dugout. It seems like everyone you talk to on this Lumberjacks team is so supportive of Michael Clarkson. Everyone loves him here.
Yeah, he gives me some of his energy drink from time to time. Yesterday at yesterday at Oneonta, he gave me some.
That one over the head of the catcher, and another run scores. Haig comes in from third as Lassiter advances to second. Bischoff goes to third, and that moves 8-0 the score now. Boonville on top early in this one.
It was Thursday, the game that was canceled, that he gave me some of his energy drink for the first time because I expressed some interest in it. I couldn't tell you the flavor. I think it was like Sour Patch Kid flavored. Pretty good. And then yesterday he gave me his 7-Up flavored Rise. I remember that one specifically. First one was 7-Up flavored. Yesterday's was Blue Raspberry Kool-Aid flavored. Not bad. Pretty good. I feel like it goes straight to the
Swings
heart.
and hits the 1-0 into left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Bischoff scores from third, but Lassiter held up at third. This one gets away, and Lassiter is going to come home. Clarkson goes to second, and they're both safe. 10-0 the score here in the bottom of the first inning. We're still in the bottom of the first. Already double-digit runs for the Lumberjacks, and that brings up the man who hit a grand slam in the first game, Argenis Lopez.
Yeah, 10 runs on 4 hits is definitely an interesting sight here at Hanson Aggregates Field. Big Mike said yes to that pitch and lined it into left field. RJ Lopez's turn at the dish now, and, well, Whiteman, I got to appreciate he's throwing strikes, man. I mean, he was put into a pretty unfortunate situation. Bases loaded, no outs, already down quite a few runs. So obviously not a great situation to be put in. I think he's making the most of it, but when you're forced to throw strikes, you don't have anywhere to put them. You got to throw pitches down the middle to good hitters, and oftentimes those hitters will take advantage of it.
First one nearly hits the hitter. Lopez has to duck out of the way, and the count moves to 1-0. We haven't seen Boonville score this many runs in an inning so far this year. The closest would have been Utica, where they scored 6, maybe 8 in that one. But 10, definitely the biggest mark so far this year for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, it was 8, then 6 in that Utica game.
That one in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count now.
It was 7, then 9 is the correct. It was 7 in the first inning. It was 7 in the bottom of the fourth, 9 in the bottom of the fifth.
So 10 officially the largest clip for this Boonville team this year. Still a runner on second, RJ Lopez at the plate, who was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. That one outside, the off-speed misses. Count moves to 2-1. Lopez is out of Wabash Valley College. He's a sophomore, so just graduated from the JUCO level, but had a great year down there. Ultimately would slash .378 with 4 homers down there. Very talented player. He will be going to a 4-year college next, as the 2-1 misses inside high as well. So 3-1 the count now. Started the season on a 4-game hit streak, but has only played once since then, with the addition of Carson Beatty, who's also in the lineup for game 2. They've both been vying for that spot over there at first. Beatty, the much bigger player, but Lopez has been hitting at the dish better.
Yeah, RJ Lopez gunning for that A-Town Bats hitter of the week if he continues the production that he's had yesterday in the last game earlier today, and then today as well. He's got on. It's the second time he's got on today.
Well,
he's been hooping out there.
That one inside on Lopez, and it's going to be a third meeting at the mound already here in this bottom of the first inning. And Brady, what do you even say if you're in that defensive meeting? You're already down 10 runs. This is still the bottom of the first inning. There's still hitters coming to the plate. What can you say to your guys?
I have no clue, actually. I'm not sure what to say. Scores 10-0. You're effectively out of this game already, especially because the Lumberjacks are still throwing Jackson Baptist on the mound, or at least I imagine they plan to. I guess it is possible they could go to a different arm if they want to save Baptist for tomorrow against Utica.
There is some movement up there in the Boonville bullpen. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, this game probably not really as competitive as you would hope. Going in with your number 1 guy, might want to save him for a big clash tomorrow against Utica, away game, and then 2 games against Mohawk Valley, one on Monday, the other on Wednesday.
Yeah, and Baptist, well, technically not going 1-2-3, but he only faced 3 batters. A double play helped him get out of the inning unscathed. So, I mean, it could be similar to just a light bullpen today, really, if he wants to go out against Utica tomorrow. Obviously, decisions that CG will have to make, but I think that's what I would do if I were the manager.
So Smith stands in, who walked in his first plate appearance, like most people in the order. Stands in from the right side with runners on first and second. checks on that one, but does not go around. Outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Smith, in his last game played last night against Oneonta, had 1 walk as well as 2 strikeouts. Already with 1 walk in this one. Here's the 1-0 from Weidman. In there for a called strike. The off-speed just clips the inside part of the zone. 1-1 the count. Smith came into today without a hit since a homer in his first game he played this season, which was right here in Hanson Aggregates Field against Utica. That was all the way back on June 9th. Also hasn't gotten an RBI since then, but that was taken away by an RBI walk in the first inning as the 1-1 is outside. Off-speed misses. 2-1 the count now. Smith has struggled with the strikeout so far this year. He's been punched out in every game he's played so far in the PGCBL. But he's ahead 2-1 here in this one. Here's the pitch from Weidman. That one way up high. Almost gets above the catcher Lino. Has to reach way above his head to grab that one. And 3-1 the count now.
The most runs the Lumberjacks have ever scored in a game, I believe, is 19?
That sounds right. I wouldn't know for sure.
I'll definitely have to pull that up, but I remember that was a stat we had to look up for the Utica game for possible mention on the broadcast. 10 in the first gives you hope that they can continue this.
That one inside on Smith, so he walks for the second time today. That brings up the third baseman, Elijah Negron, with the bases loaded here. 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
Up to bat number 4, Eli Negron.
Yeah, now it's Negron with the bases loaded, who has been hot, of course. Good opportunity for him right here to drive some more runs in.
Negron does have a grand slam already this year. That came here in this ballpark.
Excuse me, it's 20 runs scored back in 2021 as they were the Adirondack Trailblazers at the time.
So technically Boonville then, I guess you could say.
No, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back into the Boonville archives to find the most runs scored.
So hunting the franchise record of 20. Good start here with 10. Bases loaded. Negron still up here in the bottom of the first inning. Down 0-1 here in this one. Pitch from Weidman is way outside. That gets away from the catcher Lino, and another run scores. Clarkson comes in from third. Smith advances to second, and Lopez goes to third, almost at a walking pace. And this game shockingly uncompetitive for a ball game still in the first inning.
Yeah, 11-0. Wow.
And it looks like time called. The manager trying to get out there again, but that would be his 4th defensive visit of the inning, and the umpire's not going to allow it. So Whiteman's just got to get out there and finish things on his own. Things go from bad to worse as the lead balloons to 11 for Boonville. Our scoreboard can no longer accommodate the amount of runs that we have scored here in the bottom of the first inning. It reads 1 run scored in the bottom of the first. As Negron steps in.
Beautiful sights here, though.
Negron with an opportunity for at least 2 more with 2 ducks on the pond.
Lumberjacks looking to jump Glens Falls in the standings after today.
1-1 from Weidman is up high. Fastball missed. 2-1 the count now. So Negron no longer able to hit a grand slam here, but still looking to mash. 3 homers on the year. Ultimately leaves him with 8 RBIs.
Well, I told him pregame, hit a home run. That's all I said to him, and then I dapped him up before he headed down to the field.
Negron swings and chops this one foul back behind the plate.
I don't know if he'll take my advice.
I hope he does. I mean, we're already at a franchise record, 10 runs scored in a single inning, and looking to move that now, 11.
Yeah, I believe the record for us is 16.
Oh.
And that was scored, I believe, against Utica. I believe that was the amount most that the Boonville Lumberjacks have scored. That is 16, and Lumberjacks are coming up on that in the inning.
That one outside, and it brings another payoff pitch, so the runners will be going here. A single would score 2, presumably. And Weidman stuck out there. They can't get him out of this game as they're out of defensive substitutions for the inning. And he's just got to get out there and figure things out on his own.
And still no action in the bullpen either.
Here comes the payoff pitch on Negron. That one way outside. Lino has to jump up to grab that one, and he walks the bases loaded yet again. The manager coming out, and they will grant him a meeting this time. He's talking to the head coach of the Lumberjacks, Christian Griffin, down on this third base line, and wondering what can you say at this point. It's 11-0, bases loaded. It'll be the first baseman, Carson Beatty, who just got his first hit of the year on the other, or already in this inning, and that's Whiteman's day. There's no arms up in the bullpen. It looks like they're going to throw a position player out there, and this one might get ugly. It's 11-0 Boonville here in the bottom of the first inning. Bases still loaded. We'll be right back on the other side of the break with a third new pitcher in the inning. Welcome back to Boonville here. It's still 11-0 and a position player now pitching for the Dragons. It's what appears to be the second baseman, Rene Vega.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a number check just yet.
First one pitch outside that hits the glove of Lino and rolls out, but no runs scoring. I think We saw a conversation there with Christian Griffin and his team, and I don't know what was said there, but probably a little bit taking the foot off of the gas here.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, Lumberjacks, if you're Carson Beatty, all these at-bats matter to you. I don't know if I'd want to take the foot off the gas at all. I'd want to keep hitting if possible. But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
That one in there for a called strike. 1-2 the count on Beatty, who had the first hit of this game and the first hit of his PGCBL career, as the 1-2 is swung on and fouled to the backstop. Count remains 1-2. 11 runs already. Beatty with an RBI in that first inning, looking for more here. 11 runs is quite a lot more than the Lumberjacks have scored in any inning so far this year. 9 was the second highest against Utica. Here's the 1-2 by Vega. Swings and fouls this one back and out of play over the Dragons dugout, as that one nearly hits a crowd of children over there sitting on the big chair here at Hanson Aggregates, but count remains 1-2. Beatty, the lefty, awaits the 1-2 delivery. Here it comes from Vega. Swings and fouls this one to the Dragons dugout, this time on the ground, so count remains 1-2. Beatty standing in there trying to get his second hit of the year. Here's the 1-2 for the third time. This one inside, nearly hits him on the thigh, and the count moves even 2-2 now.
Yeah, and Jihad Guy is on deck, of course. I think he kind of wants redemption. If he gets another at-bat at the plate, he can't be the only guy in the inning to not reach base.
That one outside as well, so count runs full. Beatty with the payoff pitch. Runners will be going. A single could score multiple runs here and extend the lead to 13. Here's the payoff pitch as the runners go. That one in the dirt, and Beatty walks. Second RBI of the day for him as the score balloons to 12-0. Boonville on top, and it brings up the second baseman, Jihad Guy.
Yeah, well, Jihad Guy's redemption opportunity right here. Bases loaded for him. Again, I was saying Jihad Guy is a guy who I hope to get more at-bats, but I mean, right now he's the only person on the team to not reach base, so hopefully he can do so here.
Guy fouls the first offering to the backstop, 0-1 the count. Guy flew out to left field. That was the only ball hit so far in this game that was for and out, as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back yet again. Guy down 0-2.
Wow, they have no issue attacking Jihad Guy.
Guy hasn't struck out too much this year, just 2 punch-outs in 11 at-bats. Looking to avoid another one here. The 0-2 from Vega is outside. Guy thought about going on that one, but takes it for ball 1.
Yeah, and Evan, something to look forward to on the broadcast is in the top of the second, Masai Marshall will be joining for an exclusive sit-down interview.
Very excited for that. Here's the 1-2 from Vega. Swings and fouls this one right below the broadcast booth here. Count stays at 1-2. Very excited to talk to Masai, one of the newcomers to this team, reported a little bit later out of Northwestern University. Here's the 1-2. Swings and hits this one to center field. Ranging back on it is Pane Pinto. He's under it and squeezes it to finally end the inning, but not before Boonville can plate 12 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. It's 12-0 Boonville heading to the top of the second. Jackson Baptist looks to be back out there for the Lumberjacks. We'll have that and Masai Marshall for you on the other side of the break. Welcome back here, top of the second inning. Jackson Baptist still back out there for the Lumberjacks. It's 12-0 Boonville as the first pitch outside, and joined right next to me in the booth here, I've got Masai Marshall, one of the Lumberjack outfielders. Welcome to the booth.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
This one hit into center field, ranging back on it, and making the catch right there is the center fielder Smith. So one quick out in the inning.
Surprised he swung first pitch.
Up to bat,
Interesting approach right there, but ultimately one quick out here for the Dragons. That brings up the next man in the order. It's Anthony Lino, the catcher. We saw him get hurt in the hand right there in the first inning, but still in this game. And Masai, quite a big lead here. Interesting for your team. I think some guys who don't normally play as much are going to be up in this one. What are you looking forward to seeing in the rest of this one?
I'm looking forward to see Spencer Biggerstaff swing the bat. I think that's what everybody's waiting for. A lot of guys who I haven't seen play it, I haven't seen Ja or Harrison play, so seeing them swing the bat as well will be huge. Also, think Mason's going to come in and pitch too, so yeah, I've got a lot to be excited for.
Yeah, Biggerstaff, the lefty. We see him take a lot of defensive reps at practice over there at short, but really he's a PO in all senses of the word, as swing and a miss there from Lino. So excited to see him take some hacks. You think he can get a hit?
Oh, yeah. You never know when your number's going to get called. And I gave Spencer some cues earlier, so hope he can execute.
1-2 the count on the backstop. That one in the dirt from Baptist. Count moves to 2-2.
Yep, Spencer getting moving right now.
He seems like a really fun guy to be in the clubhouse around.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he seems really energetic. And what's he kind of like to be around on a daily basis?
I actually cooked breakfast at his house this morning, and yeah, he was drinking a Coke at about 10 in the morning. So, oh yeah, he's always energetic. Spencer, definitely Spanky, another clubhouse guy we have. Tyson. But yeah, those are the main three. Ever since I've been here, they're super energetic.
3-2 is in there for a called strike on Lino. He's set down looking, and 2 outs already in this inning. That brings up the third baseman, Alex Kerr.
17, Alex
Throw a 12-run punch like that, and you just shut down inning.
Yeah, Baptist, he's been shut down all year long. I mean, he's been one of the best starters on this team, and kind of feel bad for him to have to use some of his pitches in a game that's not really close like this one. First one is swung on and hit. That one gets through the infield for a single, so Kerr, first man on, as he could have almost been thrown out at first there. Bronx Lewis didn't want to throw that one over to first.
I haven't seen that play since 13U. Leave the lines right to right and throw him out at first.
Definitely could have been a close play, but Kerr is in there. First base runner, first hit on the day for the Dragons, and that brings up the left fielder, Caden Barmer. And Marshall, you came to the team a little bit later than everybody else. I remember you told us you drove up from New York City and played in a game that very same day. How have the vibes been for your time here in Boonville?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, there's been ups and downs this week, but my first game here, we got a huge win at home. It's always good to win at home, and today we should close out with 2 good wins at home, rolling into play Utica away tomorrow, our rival. So, yeah, everybody's feeling good right now. We had an epiphany last night on the bus. We stopped for a gas station snack with 30 minutes left in the drive for whatever reason, but I think everything clicked in that moment. So, I mean, you've seen the results today. 2 big offensive days for the boys. Yeah. Vibes have been great.
That one in there for a strike. 2-1 the count now on Barmer. And we kind of heard it last night. We know this team is really good. We know they're better than the results that they've been putting up in this last week. We know this is a team that can compete for the playoffs, and they've really showed it here today. 12 runs in just 1 inning. As that one inside. 3-1 the count. But we've known for weeks that this is what this team is capable of. How does it feel to finally see that product translating on the field?
I mean, it's amazing. You got to feel for the guys that have been here since day one. Obviously, they've seen the ins and outs of the year. I was fortunate to come at a time where we win the first game, and hopefully we get 2 more today. So, yeah, definitely playing for all those guys who have been here since day one.
Up to bat, number
A walk there.
25,
So runners on first and second. That brings up the left fielder, the right fielder, Billy Barthel. Not sure what's going on here. Umpire talking to Barthel, and they're going to have a meeting with the manager here.
He might lose his spot in the lineup because he came in to pitch.
Baptist takes the opportunity to tie his cleats out there on the mound. It certainly has been a very unorthodox game. We saw after that third pitching change, it was just a position player who came in to pitch. PGCBL rules say you can't pitch and hit unless you're in the extra hitter spot, which is exclusive to the PGCBL. But in a 12-run game, I'm not sure if they're just going to give it to him or what's going to happen here. Everyone's just trying to get reps out here.
I'm surprised the umpire even said anything.
Yeah, I guess trying to keep it clean, go by the book.
Yeah.
You played 2 years over at Northwestern. I know now you're in the portal looking for your next 4-year home, but how was that experience out there playing at a really big baseball school?
Oh, I mean, it was great. It's pretty much, you don't really know what to expect being a high school kid coming to college baseball, but I was super fortunate for those 2 years. You learn a ton. I had some great role models, especially my sophomore year. I was a little bit more involved with the team. But yeah, Chicago's a great city. Northwestern's an amazing university. Couldn't ask for a better 2 years.
Yeah, ultimately got some at-bats over there, which is fun to see. I saw you guys played at Wrigley Field as well. How was that experience playing in a big league park?
It was amazing. It was funny. That was the only dirt field we played on that spring season. So, I mean, in the Wrigley, there was better than our turf. I mean, as you can imagine.
Are you a dirt guy or a turf guy?
I am a dirt field guy, but as long as, there's nothing better than a well-groomed dirt field. Really, that was just insane. You got to take batting practice for the night before as well. We had a full team practice there, and oh my gosh, it's just super inspiring being in a ballpark like that. And then one of our pitchers was really good friends with Pete Kerr Armstrong, so we threw out the first pitch of the game against Indiana. So
it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
PCA, he's been on a tear down there. You're from New York City. I'm assuming you're either a Mets or a Yankee fan.
I kind of been. Growing up, my dad said we watch both. So it's been a lot more Yankees as of late. But my freshman year, I watched pretty much every Mets game in the background while I did my homework. So,
I don't think I've ever heard of someone from New York City who's impartial to the Mets and Yankees. That's interesting.
Well, here you are.
0-1 the pitch here. Swing and a miss on that one. Down 0-2. And Boonville, obviously coming from New York City, you're still in the same state, but Boonville, a very different vibe from New York City. How have you found the city of Boonville so far?
I mean, everything being a 15-mile drive is definitely new. But it's very peaceful out here. I mean, way different vibe than New York City. But, I mean, that's the beautiful thing, that baseball takes you to many places that you never would have been before, so.
Well, that one hit to Negron. He steps on the third base bag and ends the inning. They leave two stranded there, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. Thank you, Masai, for joining us here in the booth. We hope you have a great rest of your season, and thank you for joining us. We'll be right back after the break. Back here in Boonville, bottom of the second inning, Harrison Haig, the batter now. Joined back by my co-commentator Brady Foxwell here, still a 12-1 game here in Boonville.
Yo, Masai has a big head, dude. I'm putting the thing on. It's like he extended the headset. All right, that's better. Yeah, thanks to Masai for joining the broadcast. That was seriously awesome of him.
That was awesome.
Truly down-to-earth guy. Smart, comes from Northwestern, in the portal right now, looking for his next home. Great to get to know him. I wonder if we'll be able to add anyone else to the broadcast tonight. That's still in works.
Haig hits this one high in the infield. Underneath it is the third baseman Kerr, who makes the catch for one quick out. Substitution here, the catcher Seth Bischoff. His day is done. He played in the first game, and this brings up the rookie catcher Oliver Lawrence.
Oh, nice. He just got here the other day.
First game played for Lawrence this year, just a high school senior. Hasn't played any college ball yet, but already here in Boonville, one of the backstops that we hope to see a lot from so far this year. As he steps in for his first collegiate at-bat.
Perfect game, collegiate at-bat.
Hits this one above the first baseman, and he's got a hit. He hasn't run it out, though. He thought that one was foul. No one covers first, and Oliver Lawrence in there with the most insane single you'll ever see. He's in there with his first collegiate hit in an unorthodox way.
I had a kid. He had no clue where that went. And it took the entire team to tell him, dude, that's a fair ball down the line. Oh, man, that's hilarious. It's Bronx Lewis now. He's subbed in for Wyatt Lassiter in right field. CG getting everybody at-bats today.
Lewis stands in now from the left side, swings and misses on that fastball in there for a called strike. Not sure what Lawrence was looking at right there. That one, I thought that was pretty far into fair territory, but
no, he was looking towards us actually. Like I guess he thought he fouled it back and was searching towards back here to see where the ball went. The entire team is saying, "Dude, the ball is down the line." I mean, if someone came over to cover first base, he likely would have been thrown out.
That one outside, 1-2 the count now on Lewis.
But Lawrence, I mean, he's making just like that, he's already making the case that he deserves some playing time. Is he throwing on the gear too? I guess he has to be, yeah. He'll be catching Baptist for the rest of the day.
That one down low for a ball. We see Spencer Biggerstaff as well out there, one of the left-handed pitchers. He's a PO. This is not a position player, but he's ready to go hit for his team.
Are you serious?
Yeah, right there, 29.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, Masai said that, too, about Biggerstaff potentially getting some ABs. This is incredible, folks.
Swangham's still on deck, though. He'll stay in this game as it's a full count now on Lewis. Lewis, who just graduated from four-year college. He's looking to go play pro ball after this. Stands in from the left side. Here's the pitch. That one in there for a called third strike. Lewis set down looking. He's punched out, and that brings up the shortstop, Zeb Swangham.
Number 2, Zeb Swangham.
So it looks like Biggerstaff on deck here. Not sure if we'll get to see him in this inning as a fastball in there for strike one on Swangham. Swangham struck out and was hit by a pitch in the first inning so far here today. Stands in from the right side, down 0-1. This one swung on and missed. Fastball was blown by him and quickly down 0-2 here.
Yeah, Swangham's already got a strikeout today, looking to avoid his second. He would be the only person on the team with not only one strikeout, but two.
0-2 hits him in the head. That one off of the bright blue helmet of Swangham. And a loud reaction there from the Boonville dugout.
I think for two reasons. One, because Zeb Swangham wore that one on the helmet. And two, that means it's Spencer Biggerstaff time to get in that bat.
So Biggie now at the plate. This is a moment that many players on this Boonville team have been waiting for, as this is a loud environment here in Boonville.
Spencer Biggerstaff.
This is probably one of the most uncompetitive games you'll ever see. 12-0 here in the bottom of the second inning, but it's the pitcher, Spencer Biggerstaff, in on the left side. Swings and misses on that first pitch.
And he's
as his
facing a
teammates laugh at
position
him.
player on the mound, too. A position player is currently pitching to a pitcher.
So it's opposite day here in Boonville. Here's the next pitch. Takes that one for a ball, and good eye, says his teammates. 1-1 the count.
Man, Evan, I think we're like 5 runs away from you getting an at-bat.
It could happen. That one hits him, and he gets on base. Spencer Biggerstaff is on as he flexes towards the Boonville dugout. The bases are loaded now, and Ian Farber, another pinch hitter, up at the plate.
Farber does hit the baseball is his job on the team, so a little bit less of an exciting of an at-bat than Spencer Biggerstaff. But, I mean, hey, if Biggerstaff gets on base every time, I don't know if I see the issue.
So he gets on. Everyone is excited for this one. And the umpire talking to head coach Christian Griffin. A little bit of a shouting match there, as I guess the umpire didn't have the substitutions. I gotta say, even though this is an uncompetitive ball game, this is one of the most fun games I've ever been a part of, and we're only in the bottom 2 here.
Yeah, this game started. First pitch was 7:50. I believe it is 9:05, and we are almost out of the second inning.
That one on Farber just outside. 1-0 the count. He's substituted in as the umpire calls time yet again. He has more questions about the substitutions, this time with the Dragons dugout. Farber was substituted in for Argenis Lopez, who was playing first base. Farber will pick up that position as well. 1-0 the count on the lefty. Here's the pitch. That one, fastball in there, just clips the outside part of the zone for a called strike. Next pitch, quick pitch from Vega, and that one up high. Called for a ball, 2-1 the count. Farber, so far this year, is batting just .111. Just 2 hits, but one of them being a homer. 2-1 is outside as well, moves to 3-1.
Gotta feel bad for the Glens Falls Dragons. I mean, they got a 2-hour bus ride after this. We experienced that the other day. It's not fun. 3 hours, rather, I should say.
That one outside, so they walk in a run. Farber's in there with an RBI walk, and that brings up the center fielder, Marcus Smith. And you do feel bad to an extent, but you have to feel even better for this Boonville team, who was on the other side of this just a couple days ago. A humiliating 20-4 loss in Glens Falls, and now they finally get their get back.
Yeah, and we said it yesterday that they couldn't split today. They had to win both. Like, losing both was never even an option. But they couldn't, like, don't be satisfied with a split. Win both if possible. And, well, you know, God willing, a 13-0 lead here in the bottom of the second while Glens Falls is throwing position players on the mound.
Smith smokes this one on a line, and that one's down on the track. Swangam scores. Biggerstaff is sprinting home as the throw is not in time. They absolutely love it. Biggerstaff getting a warm welcome in the dugout, and it's a 2 RBI double there for Marcus Smith. Farber moves over to third, and this inning's still not over. It's 15-0 Boonville, and that brings up the third baseman, Elijah Negron.
Well, now with the score 15-0, that should be enough for the Lumberjacks to hold on today, but I'm sure this does feel kind of nice. You know, one thing that I do hope, however, the Lumberjacks are getting pretty loud on their side of the dugout. I hope they're keeping it respectful entirely. Of course, in previous games against Utica, it's gone back and forth with some, unnecessary comments being made. Lumberjacks, to be on the winning side, of course have some fun, but I hope they're, acting like they've been there before at the same time.
That one in there for a strike, and, teams don't forget things. We're seeing that now. Boonville didn't forget the loss that they took a couple days ago, and Glens Falls won't forget this one, as swinging a miss there from Negron. He's down 0-2. But ultimately, it's kind of hard if you're Boonville to not take the victory lap right here. A team that's been down on their luck. They've been in a slump for most of the season. We know how good this team is, and they're finally showing it. It's got to be a weight off the shoulders for these Boonville players.
I just want to pause you. I hope everyone on the broadcast pays attention to what they're seeing right now. Negron taking his time in the box, but I believe that's Vega on the mound staying dialed in no matter what on this 0-2 count.
Next pitch from Vega. His fastball right down the middle, and he got him looking. Vega talking a lot as he walks back to the dugout. after surrendering what was ultimately just 3 runs in this inning, but 15 on the game. And they're talking to Christian Griffin now. He's telling his team to calm down as it's getting a little bit more of a party atmosphere up here. It's 15-0 Boonville on top. We head to the top of the 3rd inning after this. Back here in Boonville, top of the 3rd inning now. It's Brady Fandle at the plate, the shortstop for Glens Falls. First pitch is swung on, skied high into foul territory, ranging over and making the catches, the 3rd baseman Negron for a 1 quick out. New pitcher on the mound as well. It's someone we haven't seen so far this year, Mason Michael.
Yeah, Mason Michael out of Defiance College, the NAIA, and I'll be honest, I don't know too much about him. This is his first outing right here, and, 1 pitch, 1 out, already the best pitcher on the team. Well, if he can keep that up. But I'm glad to see him on the bump, and, it's his game to finish, hopefully. I mean, I'm just excited to see what he can do for this Lumberjack squad.
Next pitch by Michael is just outside. Boonville thought that was a called strike. He's got an interesting delivery there. We haven't really seen him throw at all. It's been described to us as a blister injury on his throwing hand, so he hasn't been able to really grip the baseball that well, but this is when you want to acclimate him to the team. There's no better time as that fastball misses outside. Ultimately, a lot of guys in this game. We see Oliver Lawrence behind the dish for the first time. He was subbed in to hit. Trying to see if Spencer Biggerstaff is out here on the field. I don't see him.
No,
As
he's
this
subbed
one
in for
swung
Michael
and hit
Clarkson.
to Negron, thrown over to first. That's not in time. Beatty couldn't handle the throw, so an error right there. Not a hit against Michael. Still 1 out in the inning. That brings up the leadoff man,
Up to bat,
Renee Vega.
7, Jack Spotter.
Yeah, Biggerstaff is not playing the field. He subbed in for Michael Clarkson, the extra hitter. Clarkson, someone who we hope to have on the broadcast later today if possible. Stay tuned.
Yeah, trying to get as many Lumberjack players up here just to get their take on things. Certainly is an interesting situation to see. We haven't really been on this side of it. It's happened to the Lumberjacks on multiple occasions this year, but definitely our first time. As that one in there for a strike by Michael, 0-1 the count. I guess the important thing that we saw, at least from body language-wise down there on the field, was this team keeps themselves humble. They know that they're the best team here today. They've proved it in 2 separate games, but just staying cool, calm, and collected. As this one swung in between the legs of Michael, picked up, but can't handle it. Swangham couldn't find it on the ground there, was trying to turn 2, but ultimately comes away with none. Runners on first and second now for Giorgino Panepinto.
Yeah, GP, Georgia Panepinto steps up to bat. I think they call that an error on Zeb Swangham right there, but right now it's a pretty good RBI opportunity for the center fielder.
So it'll go E6 right there for the center fielder, GP. Panepinto stands in there, was hit by a pitch during his first plate appearance here today. Michael readies and fires the first offering. That one in the dirt, way out in front of the catcher, Lawrence, and 1-0 the count. We're going to try and get more Lumberjack players up here. Unfortunately, it looks like this game probably won't be getting past the 5th inning, as that's when the mercy rule kicks in for a 7-inning game here in the PGCBL. But we'll be here for as long as the team is. As Michael delivers the 1-0 pitch, that one just outside. The fastball missed. 2-0 the count.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that Logan Brock with a batter's helmet on?
I think it is. Logan Brock, the right-handed pitcher, might be the next one to bat in this game as Michael throws this one. This is going to be a gapper, and that one gets down. 1 run scores from second as Panepinto hustles around. He's going to score as well from first as the run just hits the cutoff man. Lawrence can't handle the throw as it gets to the backstop. Going over to third right there is Panepinto, and he's in there with a 2 RBI triple.
I think they call that double in there. But nonetheless, a ball that was smoked into the gap, he took that and crushed it. 2 RBIs, of course. Plate to plate was pretty close, actually. A good throw might have potentially had him. I don't know, but well, at least Glens Falls, the donut is gone, and they've now put up 2.
Don't call it a comeback?
I wasn't going to call it anything.
In stands the next batter in the order. It's Derek Diaz, the extra hitter here today. Awaits the first offering. Here it is. This one chopped down the third base line, but foul. Count moves to 0-1.
And maybe I'm going crazy, but the Lumberjack dugout is literally overflowing onto the field. Glens Falls, I feel like I can't see anybody in there on their side.
Yeah, just a couple players out there. I mean, can you blame them?
Well, yeah, but I'm wondering where their bullpen is, or like where all their guys are.
So Logan Brock down there. It looks like Garrett Albright trying to make his case for an at-bat as well, as this off-speed is crushed into left field. Ranging back on it is Haig, who makes the catch on the warning track, but Panepinto comes in, tagging from third. So it's a 3-run inning for Michael. That brings up the first baseman, David York.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a can of corn by any means, by the way. Haig had to move far back to make a play on that one, and it's bright lights and everything, so truly impressive display from the left fielder right there.
So Michael has allowed 3, but the bases are clear now. 2 outs for the first baseman, David York.
Up to bat, number 38, David York.
York batting just 167 so far this year in 7 games played. Here's the pitch. Off speed, just misses inside, called for a ball.
Can't give him that.
Got to keep him honest.
Yeah. Well, the Glens Falls Dragons respond with the field goal.
Next one, fastball, swing and a miss there from Michael.
You know what they call
1-1 the
that?
count.
Doors is what they call that. A fastball by him. Fortunately, Colin Glenn does not have the radar, but would love to know the velo that Mason Michael is pumping right now.
What do you think he tops out at?
Probably like 85.
This one hit up the middle. That's going to get through for a single. Ultimately, Swangham gets a body on it, but just rolls into center field. That's a hit and another single, so the line keeps moving. Next man up in the order is the catcher, Anthony Lino.
Glens Falls doing their own version of passing the bat to the next guy. Jackson Baptist was, a pretty tough arm to handle. Seems like they're finding a little bit more success here versus Mason Michael.
Yeah,
it's Anthony Lino now, who was in a little bit of pain in the first inning. Glad that he's doing okay.
That one outside for a ball. Yeah, only 2 innings pitched for Baptist. No earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no hits for the pitcher. Maybe we can see him tomorrow or Monday against Utica and Mohawk Valley, as there's a swing and a miss from Lino. You'd like to see him. He's probably been your best arm so far in this season.
Yeah, against Utica tomorrow, that's one that they'll want. That's one that they'll want, if possible, to try and get. So we'll see. Seems like they're saving all their bullpen arms as well.
Michael misses on the 1-1, that off speed in the dirt. 2-1 the count now on the catcher, who bats just 130 so far this year, but loves to draw the walk. He's got 9 of them. His OBP almost at 400. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and hit up the middle. This one can't be fielded cleanly by Guy, and that's going to be a hit right there.
Yeah, he lined that up the middle. Guy, that's a tough play. There really was. It would have been a spectacular play if he was able to get there. Not one that I'd say he's expected to make.
Up to bat, number 17.
No arms up in the Boonville bullpen. I think they're going to let Michael have a pretty big leash in this game, especially considering we haven't really seen him at all this year.
Well, he's got a little bit of insurance.
Only 12 now.
Yeah.
It is important to get the mercy roll, though, because you don't want to expend even more arms, as that fastball swung and missed right there by Kerr, 0-1. Kerr's only played in 4 games so far this year, batting .500 with 4 hits and 8 at-bats. 0-1 off speed in there squarely. Nope, that one called a ball. Pretty sure that was in there for a strike.
Got to keep him honest.
One and one the count as the car alarm goes off in the parking lot here at Dr. Robert Smith Sports Complex, and Michael steps off in reaction.
Yeah, but I believe that's your car.
I hope not. I think I'm in parking lot A.
I still have your keys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You want to drive my car home?
Maybe. I haven't in quite a while. Been enjoying the Passenger Princess experience here in Boonville, New York.
You certainly have been. 2-1 the count here on Kerr. Kerr couldn't reach base in his first plate appearance today, looking to get on for the first time in Game 2. Did reach in Game 1, however. That one up high by Michael. 3-1 the count. Three and one the count on Kerr. Here comes the pitch by Michael. Swing and a miss. He got him. That was the full count now. I thought there were 2 strikes.
That was a clutch strike, too, right there, though. I can't lie. An elite strike, 2 pitch right there.
So now the payoff pitch from Michael. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the third. This one skied high to the infield. Underneath it is the first baseman, Beatty, who squeezes it for out number 3 and ends the inning, but not before They can get 3 up on the board. The Dragons make it just a little bit closer. It's 15-3 here. We head to the bottom of the third after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we just received word that that's the ball game. Glens Falls has forfeited, and that's going to be it. A rare forfeit here at Hanson Aggregates Field. The Lumberjacks beat it out of them, and they take it by a final score of 15-3. We only played 2.5 innings of baseball, and that does it for this ball game.
Yeah, I can't say I blame them. It's a 3-hour trip home. You don't have any arms. It seems like you're throwing position guys on the mound. And, it seemed like from the jump, Hayden Mather, his arm was hurt. For whatever reason, they didn't have enough guys tonight. And, instead of play some meaningless baseball for the next hour and a half, beat the traffic and head home, I don't mind that at all. And, hey, Lumberjacks, that's back-to-back wins. They sweep the doubleheader exactly as they were supposed to. 4-9 looks a lot better than 2-9, and hopefully this momentum can carry into their game against Utica tomorrow.
Yeah, Boonville not that far out of a playoff spot. They're still fighting here. It's early on in the year. They went into that Oneonta game last night just 2 games out of a playoff spot, and ultimately they fight even closer here. This might even get them out of the cellar in the PGCBL East. We'll have to see with the results of some other games, judging on whether or not Utica wins later, judging on whether or not Oneonta wins later, but 2 crucial wins here. We spoke to Christian Griffin after the loss against Glens Falls just a couple days ago, and he told us that he knew that this team was better than what they played. He knew that they were better than how they performed, and they finally showed it out here. Really a complete performance across 2 games. What'd you take away from today?
That the Lumberjacks are hot, really, is what I'm getting away from it. I mean, yesterday I was kind of negative on the broadcast. I mean, they still got to show me a little bit more than they did tonight. I was, of course, impressed with how they played, but, I mean, I want to see the same thing tomorrow before I start buying it that this team truly is legit. I think that they have a lot of guys on the team who can I think they have a lot of guys on the team who really can be tough. I'm sorry, Evan, there's a bug on your face.
You looked at me as if you'd seen a ghost. I wasn't sure what happened there.
I thought it was a spider. Oh, my goodness.
Well, ultimately 15-3, the final here. They will stay in last place for tonight. No matter what happens in the other games, they will still be there. But ultimately, a lot of good things to build on. A 2-game win streak. First time all year that Boonville have won multiple games in a row, and a lot to build on. A crucial game tomorrow against Utica. Hopefully we can see Baptist in that one. But what are your keys for that game? We're not going to have a broadcast here, so what are your thoughts going into that one?
Bat's got to stay hot. Baptist has to. I don't think he has to start the game, but he should take the mound no matter what. At least get a few innings to shut down that Utica team. And Lumberjacks got to buy in and believe that they are the better team, and I think they'll do just that tomorrow.
Yep. 15-3, your final here. Just 2.5 innings played, and they call the ball game a rare forfeit. I believe, according to PGCBL rules, that might render Glens Falls ineligible for the playoffs based on a forfeit. Those are not allowed. Well, they are allowed, but heavily punished. We'll have to see from the league office what the official word is, but ultimately, Boonville does the job here. They take both games, sweep it against Glens Falls, 12 runs in this one, and an ultimately very convincing victory. All in all, a 17-plus run differential on the day against Glens Falls. And that wraps it up here for us in the broadcast booth. You won't see us tomorrow. That'll be a game in Utica at 5 p.m. Hopefully the third straight win for the Lumberjacks. We'll see who's out on the mound in that one. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Boonville Lumberjacks to keep up to date on that one. And that's it from what was ultimately a very unserious broadcast here at Hanson Aggregates Field. I'm Evan Simbita alongside Brady Foxwell signing off here. We thank you for sticking with us here, and ultimately what was a great day, the best of the season so far for the Lumberjacks. We hope you and your families enjoy the rest of your night and have a great one. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you on Monday against Mohawk Valley. Thank you so much.